the plot twist here is that people think that usually, from that kind of behavior that I just described, right?
Right.
I might come from an actually like a broken home and stuff like that.
Okay.
But in actual fact, I was actually raised very well.
Ooh.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Chris Hansen Conversation. In my studio today, I have someone really special because, as I mentioned, I've been mentioning this over the last 1 or 2 episodes, and I have a few series lined up actually, and this is one of those series. Remember, I've got one called Euphoria, that's for the UFO series, UFO Reveal Asia. Then I've also got one for I Love My Job. This is the next one. This one is called Shine a Light. You can see the series title in short right now. It says Shine a Light, and this is for people that I believe can shine a light in all of our lives because they're doing things that's so special. They've also come from backgrounds that, for lack of a better term, rather questionable in the past, but made good and done great and still doing great. And I think these people can inspire everyone who watches this episode. And with me today, a special person to shine a light for all of us, I have with me Andyn Kadir. Welcome to the studio, Andyn.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for having me.
No, not at all, man. Pleasure's mine. Thank you for being here. There's a reason why you're here. You're here to shine a light for everyone. Honest to God, I really didn't do that much research because I want to really hear it all today on camera.
Okay.
Can you please tell me who Andyn Kadir is? In your own words.
Wow,
Take your time.
Wow. Okay. My name is Andyn Kadir. I am turning 38 years old this year. So my background is that I'm an ex-offender.
Mm-hmm.
I served time when I was 15 to 20 years old.
Holy shit, so young.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 15 in juvenile home, and then when I turned 16, I was sent to maximum security from 16 to 20.
Wow.
I served my prison time lah.
Prison time in maximum security.
Yeah.
What did you do, man? Don't mind me asking.
Gang-related activities. So I was charged twice with voluntarily causing grievous hurt with weapon. So the first one I was sent to juvenile center, Singapore Boys Home, and then upon my first home leave when I was in Boys Home.
Right.
So I absconded. Means I ran away.
Okay.
Did not return as instructed, right?
Okay.
And then the next day I went to commit another similar offense, basically.
How long ago was this? Some time ago, actually.
That was, I'm 38.
You're 38 now, yeah. You were 15, 16. Okay,
Yeah.
it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I need to know. Grievous hurt with a weapon. Can you tell everyone what exactly happened?
The first one was both are gang related.
So it was a gang fight.
It's like you can call that more of like gang induced.
Okay.
Because the first one we stabbed a gang rival.
Okay.
The second one was a slashing case.
Okay.
It's more like it's not a gang fight. We premeditated that action, whereby we knew the location of the people that we were gonna hurt.
Right.
So we planned, and then we came down. It's more like an attack, lah, basically.
So premeditated. So you attacked the guy, and both of these guys were.
One was hospitalized. I mean, like the first case, he was hospitalized.
Mm-hmm.
He was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, and then the second one was hospitalized as well, but he lost the function of his arm, of his hands.
Okay.
From that attack, lah, basically. Yeah.
Looking back right now, 38 years old. Looking back now, 15, 16 years old, committed all those.
Yeah.
In the past, I know. How do you feel about that today?
It could have been worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
For both parties, right? For him or for me, stuff like that. But to honestly honestly, until today, I cannot say that I regretted my actions. Okay,
Really?
I have to be honest.
Okay, please do. Please be.
Yeah, because it's a gang related thing, and it's not like he's an innocent bystander, or he's innocent that I went there to actually rob him or anything like that.
Right,
but
right.
it's either one day he'll get me, or I have to get him first. That sort of
That was how it was like then.
Yeah. So
How about the second guy? The second guy that was premeditated. I mean, you don't regret that one either.
No, because he was in the gang as well. So
he was also involved in the gang.
Yeah. So we knew what we were getting into, though, right?
And were you prepared for the consequences at that time, knowing that chances are pretty high? In Singapore, chances are pretty high you get caught.
Yeah.
Were you aware of that? Were you aware that chances are high that you be caught?
I was very much aware, because I was already on the run when I committed that offense, right?
Right.
So I ran away, I absconded and stuff.
And you still went ahead with that, huh? Despite the fact that you went on the run, you became a fugitive, and then, wow.
Yeah. So at that point in time, the only goal back then, right, was to do as much damage as possible, basically. Right? You already have a bad rap, or a good rap, basically, right? Like from whichever perspective you're looking at, right?
Sure.
So might as well add on to that at that point in time.
How about your background? What's your background like?
I was adopted, actually, when I was 2.
Okay.
Right. But now the twist, the plot twist here is that people think that usually, from that kind of behavior that I just described, right?
Right.
I might come from an actually like a broken home and stuff like that.
Okay.
But in actual fact, I was actually raised very well.
Wow.
Yeah, I have everything that I needed. In fact, I was like the spoiled child of the family, because they put me first. Put me first before their kids. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Before the natural kids.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you this, man, because this is the first time I've spoken to ex-offenders before on my previous shows. Yeah. And you're the first that actually point blank telling me that I didn't come from a broken home. So what actually caused you to get into this, the situation and the circumstances you were under?
Okay. It took me a while to actually troubleshoot where I went wrong. Right? Okay, but now that I'm a little bit older, I have kids. I have a daughter of my own. And I actually work with a lot of youths and stuff like that.
Yes.
And I also study a little bit about human behavior and stuff like that through experience, right?
Sure.
Because I'm also a coach.
Right.
So actually it stemmed from me wanting validation, right? Because the fact of the matter is that remember that I told you that my adopted parents already have kids, right?
Yes.
They are way, way older than me.
Okay.
So I'm number 9.
Oh, wow.
Right.
That's huge, man. Big family.
Yeah, so they already have 7 kids of their own.
Right.
They have another adopted son.
Right.
And then they decided to actually adopt me.
Okay.
Right. And the age gap between me and number 9 is about...
Number 8, you mean? You're number 9.
8, sorry, yeah. Number 8 is about 16 years.
Wow,
yeah.
Huge gap.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I was adopted, I was a baby, right?
Right.
And growing up, I was the most adult because they are still, in their teenage years, and then they are still actually like single, don't have families and stuff like that.
Okay.
Until all of them got married, have kids of their own, moved away, and then I feel abandoned.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, they always have this perception. They will always have this perception of me as being the baby of the family.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So even though I'm already grown up, wanting to explore and do things on my own and stuff like that. So they overprotected me actually.
Okay, so the overprotectiveness, your thinking, got you into that life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it really was for validation, as far as you're concerned, as far as you've deciphered.
Yeah, something to prove that I'm not a baby. I'm not like, I don't need that much protection anymore and stuff like that lah.
Okay.
Right. So that's where I decided to actually like join gangs. Join a gang, and then do stuff that my family would not think that I am capable of doing.
Okay.
Yeah, but at home I'm not. Like I said, I was raised well, so I at home it's not. They didn't suspect anything initially.
Wow.
Because I'm at home, I behave like how I'm supposed to behave lah. I still have respect for my elders, still do my duties as a son and whatever.
But whatever you did on the outside, nobody knew.
Yeah, until I got caught, and they can't believe it. They couldn't believe it.
Oh
yeah.
my.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I need to have a word with my son. He's a good kid. Just make sure that everything's good, man.
Yeah, I think at that point in time,
you work with youth. So have you encountered anyone who, just like you, needed validation, but at home they're like, good kids, and then outside they're doing something that's at risk?
I have not.
You have not, huh?
Yeah, because like most of the kids that I work with are usually from broken families, for the lack of better
so
word.
that is really the prevalent cause usually.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in my case, it can actually happen even if you have a solid background, solid family foundation and stuff like that. Yeah.
So when you went into prison, what was it like for you? Was it really something that made you turn around? Did prison turn you around?
No, actually prison made me worse.
Holy shit balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was the destination that I wanted to achieve, actually. Yeah, that was the goal.
Your goal was to go to prison to get worse?
Yeah, when I was in my teenage years, right?
Did you do drugs at that time?
No.
You were completely lucid when it came to, thinking this mindset.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So basically,
holy crap.
if I want to do something, from young, I would want to go all the way and then not do a
half fuck job.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm saying just say it, man. Half fuck job.
Yeah.
So but this was a direction that it's okay to not even do the job, or let alone a half fuck job,
Yeah. Now
But it was an ambition for you to go to prison.
Yeah.
And okay, when you were there, did you achieve that ambition in your mind?
I was like almost there.
Okay.
Right. So, okay. Like at 16, you go into maximum security, right? You go into an adult prison, and then you get to see all these names, right?
Yeah.
That you only heard of when you were like,
legends in that world.
And then now you are like in the company of them, so you absorb as much as you possibly can, and then when you are released, you go even bigger. That's all the
dude. You're talking as if you've just gone to university, man.
Yeah. It's something like it's like a upgrade, right?
Oh man,
yeah.
Wow, an upgrade.
Yeah.
So you were there for 6 years, 1 year in juvenile, or rather
about almost 2 years in juvenile.
Almost 2 years in juvenile, and the rest of the balance, 4 or 5 years in maximum security?
Yeah, about 3 years.
Oh, 3 years in maximum security. Then you were released.
Yeah.
And what happened then?
And then I went on a rampage, basically.
You still went on a rampage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I put all my contacts and my experience to use lah.
Okay.
Basically, right now that I have a bit more experience and probably a name for myself, right?
Okay.
And like weekly fights, now I start to dabble in trafficking, selling drugs, making a bit of money. Now it's my time to make a bit of money, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I basically did lah.
And then what happened?
So what put it to a stop was
okay, we're coming to the transformation story.
Was that the the CID or the Secret Society branch did a sweep on my group of friends lah,
Right.
basically, and then most of them got detained under the CLD law, or better known as 55 lah.
Or 55, okay.
Yeah,
Section 55.
Section 55. Yeah.
Okay. Can you just, for the benefit of listeners and viewers, especially those who are from the other parts of the world outside Singapore, what Section 55 really means?
Okay, so Section 55 is that the government can actually, the authorities can actually detain you for an indefinite period of time. Okay, under two acts, the Secret Society Act and also the Drug Trafficking Act.
Oh, including that, huh?
Including that.
Okay,
Yeah,
I never knew that part.
So there are two.
Okay.
There are two types of Section 55 lah.
Right.
Or what we call the criminal law detention.
Okay.
Yeah, and most of my friends, depending on the ranks that they got charged for.
Right.
So if you're a hitman, then 5-7 years and stuff like that, without any date of release. And then there are also like members or fighters who are like 3-4 years.
Right.
Yeah, depending on how the situation is.
So when you're in there, you really don't know when you're gonna be released.
Yeah. So
were you waiting for a time to be released, or were you just liking the fact that you're in there again?
Oh no, I didn't got detained yet.
Okay. Sorry, let me just rewind that. Okay, so they did a sweep under the CLD,
correct,
and your friends and all that, and you got also caught up in that.
Yeah. So we already know who's wanted, because like before that they'll call you for an interview,
right?
And then there's a board with your name on it, the hierarchy and stuff like that lah. So basically, we were the last few to actually got wanted for it.
Okay.
Right? So one of my friends went.
Right.
He went for the interview. Right, and then he got released.
Okay.
For a while.
Right.
Pending a little bit more investigations
Sure.
and stuff.
Sure.
So he got out, and then he told me that you are also wanted lah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. And at that point in time, my ex-girlfriend was already about 5 months pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I did was, upon knowing that, then I have to make a move lah, basically, right? So I went on the run again.
When you say make a move, you went on a run. Okay.
Yeah.
I was waiting to hear the transformation happening somehow, but no, you went on a run. Okay. And what happened? You went on a run, and then take your time, man. You can have the vade too.
Later.
Yeah.
Smells good, bro.
It does. It is good, man. It is good. Since we're on that topic, hang on a second. Okay, everybody, I'm doing this mid-flight this time around. Take a look at this, man. Leroy, get ready to flash that wonderful bit up for Gordon's Vade. Probably the crispiest, fluffiest prawn vades in the land. Thank you, VJ. I love you to bits, dude. This is really, these munchkins are amazing. Make sure you order them either online at gordonvade.com, or you can WhatsApp 8770-0969. VJ will be happy to serve you. Gordon's Vades. Thanks again, guys. Wonderful. Now you can have them, man. Have at them. Okay, let's get back to the story.
Yeah.
Right. So you went on a run. Girlfriend 5 months pregnant, but you went on a run. And what happened?
Yeah. So just to lay low, because there's no criminal charges against me.
Right.
So I haven't committed any offense. Right.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how it works lah.
Okay.
Basically.
Right.
So until the heat dies down, right? Then after that they will move on to
something else,
another gang, or something else, right? So so that's what I did. I laid low. While I was laying low, I moved in with my ex-girlfriend back then, who is actually my ex-wife lah. Basically, we eventually got married lah.
Okay.
Yeah, and what I did then was like apart from finding a proper job, right? Because we will need CPF and MediSave and things like that for the baby, right?
Right.
So I decided to work lah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the first time you actually went for legitimate work.
Yeah.
How old are you then?
About 21.
Okay.
21. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I landed a job as a towel boy first.
A towel boy?
Yeah. At
Where?
California Fitness.
The one in town, the one in Orchard Road.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And I also have a membership in a gym. As
Okay.
well. Okay.
In California?
No, in Fitness First.
Oh, Fitness First.
Yeah,
okay.
because they weren't hiring.
Right.
So I was a member, they weren't hiring. So they, like some of the, I made friends with some of the instructors,
Right.
and personal trainers. They say, you can try California, low barrier to entry, for someone like me who's still raw, still trying to speak English,
Okay.
And
Still trying to speak English.
Yeah.
Your English is perfectly fine to me.
over the years lah, basically.
What you mean back then? Really?
Back then I didn't have any education, right?
Zero.
I only have N levels.
So you left school after N levels?
No, I did not finish school. So I finished my N levels in prison. So I was sent to Kaki Bukit Prison School.
Right.
That was my last stint.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Completed my N levels there lah.
Yeah.
And then still trying to learn how to actually talk to people.
Okay.
Because it's a different world, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I started as a towel boy,
Mhm.
and then move on to become a membership consultant. Do cold call, sell membership, con people basically.
The look on your face is priceless,
I
man.
hated that job. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then while doing that, I was taking my personal trainer certification.
Wow. Okay. At the
Because-
same time,
At the same time, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then once I got my PT certification, then an opportunity opened up where Fitness First was opening a new branch, right, in Cathay at that point in time. So I applied for the job,
Right.
and then because I don't have experience, right, so they let me become a fitness instructor. Basically, my uniform is different from other fitness professional. I just wear a red T-shirt, with the words "free to help" behind.
Oh.
Yeah, so my job is to just clean the machine,
Right. Right.
and then help the members if they need help,
Okay. Okay.
etc. So that's how I actually first started lah
In the fitness world.
in the
Fitness
world.
industry.
Yeah, in the fitness industry, so to speak lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what happened after that?
And then I got moved up to fitness instructor, whereby I can start taking clients and
Okay.
then doing
Well, that must have been
assessments.
quite something for you, huh?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure you were probably over the moon when you had that opportunity.
I remembered, not wanting to take off my PT vest.
Wow.
We have a uniform, okay, but when we are actually coaching or with a client, we have this vest,
Yeah.
Nike vest that you put on that says personal trainer.
It's like an armor of honor.
Yeah. To me, I was like, wow. Okay.
Wow,
And
that's nice.
I even I didn't change. I go home with my uniform.
That pride, huh?
Yeah. I had.
So during this period, man, I mean, when you started as a towel boy, became a membership consultant, hated that job, went on to becoming the person that would be the backup for the trader, right? Sort of.
Yeah.
And then after that, you became a certified, full-on, hired as a PT,
Yeah.
right? Personal trainer. Had you had any thoughts in your mind about the dark side of life that you've been leading?
Yeah. Actually,
Was it still on your mind? Were you still thinking,
Yes.
premeditating?
yeah.
You were.
Yeah, it was still fresh lah, basically.
Okay.
So it's like a transition, right?
Mm.
Actually, it was like a identity crisis also lah.
You felt that you were having a crisis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because, one is that I grew up with gangs, right? Loyalty and stuff
Part
like
of
that.
life. Became a part of life,
Yeah.
basically.
And then,
Lifestyle.
the way that you behave, your demeanor will be different and stuff. And then at work, you should be behaving in a certain way.
Yeah.
and it's customer service at the end of the day. You know, you have to take a lot of shit from people,
Yeah.
and your colleagues and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I was a bit raw back then. You know, got into a little bit of arguments with my colleague.
Disagreements because of office politics sometimes come into play.
Yeah, things like that. You know, hot-headed. You know, like talking back to managers, and stuff like that. Yeah. So I wasn't the best of employees to have lah back then. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then you got that vest on. You became a PT.
Yeah.
Still trying to get used to a new kind of life.
Yeah.
Did you make a decision there and then that you're gonna get into this, whiter side of life, if I may put it that way?
Yeah. Not so much yet. Not so much yet. My daughter was already born back then, so I was busy with looking after her as well, because it's my shift. You know, when my ex-wife was on maternity, I go to work. She took care of her of our daughter in the day, and then I will take care of her at night. Right. So and then moving house as well. Just got a house. Right. So just got a home. And then busy with work as well. So I didn't have much time to think about it yet. I was just focused on it yet. On the family.
Okay.
And then when things settled down a little bit, right, then I saw the potential of making a bit of money from doing personal training lah. Right. So I was like, oh, okay. Even though it's not much, right, but to me it's like, wow, legitimate money. You start to have like credit cards and stuff like that.
Right.
These things come into your life. You know? And it was the prime motivator lah.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
Material stuff lah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I wasn't really wanting to actually excel in my job. It's just about making money at that point in time. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was one. And then after that, after about 2 years later, I got divorced.
Okay.
Yeah. And then moved out. And also I changed jobs, basically. I mean, like, I was still in personal training, but I went on to
a different company.
Yeah, I wanted to do like to a company where I can actually work part-time, and then at the same time also do my own freelance thing lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of freelance thing?
Personal training as well.
Okay.
Because the company doesn't take a cut. I take 100%, right?
Right.
Yeah, and then slowly I shifted into venturing out by myself lah.
And doing full-time freelancing for personal training.
Yes. Okay. And from there, then I know that I have to survive, right? Because there's no company to back me up. I have to find my own clients through referrals and stuff like that. So I started to pay a bit more attention to what I'm doing.
Okay.
Trying to actually learn a little bit more.
Okay.
Be a little bit more, take a little bit more initiative lah in my growth.
Okay.
Right. So that's where I started doing courses, reading more books on fitness, and then the things that I want to specialize in, which was kettlebell back then.
Okay.
Okay. So the story about kettlebell is that I'm one of the pioneer coaches that actually taught
kettlebell training.
Kettlebell in Singapore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, those things are monstrous, man.
Yeah. And I became quite good at it, both at using it and also teaching it lah.
Right.
Yeah. How I did that was, I coached a group of foreign workers, mostly Bangladeshis and Indians. Yeah, from construction sites. Right?
Really?
Yeah. Because kettlebells back then, nobody know what the hell is this thing, right? So it was banned from commercial gyms.
Really?
Yeah.
What the hell? Really?
Yeah. And that was one of the reasons why I actually got warning letters lah for using kettlebells.
In the gyms?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's everywhere in every damn gym now, man.
Now, right?
Yeah, everywhere.
I have the last laugh now. Fuckers.
Yeah, okay. Fuckers. Right. Okay, I mean, good for you, man. I mean, every time I go to the gym, fucking kettlebells are everywhere, man. So don't worry about it. You're good, man. You're good. Okay, so you got certification, more and more certified.
Yeah.
And then you were training Bangladeshis. Well, freaking amazing. Okay, and what happened?
And then I started to assist, because of the growth of Kettlebell. So people want to actually learn more from it. More about it. So they started to call for instructors, to come in to actually teach lah.
Yeah.
And they call one of the Kettlebell gurus lah from the States lah.
Okay.
Steve Cotter, who happens to be my teacher as well.
Okay.
So I was the assistant to him.
Right.
In that course.
Right.
And that was where I met your nephew.
Shout out to Irving Henson.
Yeah. And he actually played an important role in my growth as well.
Wow. I'm glad.
Shout out to him. Right. And that's where he wanted. He asked me, if I want to join his team lah.
Okay.
Because he already have a gym lah.
Yeah, the pit.
Before that, it was Profit Institute. Before the pit. Okay. So talk to him. Solid guy, nice guy. He understand. Like he doesn't judge me and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah. Very big heart lah.
Yeah.
So that's where I started to actually be part of his team lah. Yeah, and then he set up after Profit closed down, he set up pit. So we set up the pit from scratch, right? And then from there, I decided to actually part ways with him to actually open up
your own,
my own lah.
Whoa! So dude, from prison to towel boy to gym owner.
Yeah.
Oh man, fuck me, give me a high.
Thank you.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, and it was a hard decision lah.
It's called a Strength Yard, right?
No, it's Strength Avenue.
Strength Avenue. I'm so sorry.
No
I'm
problem.
So sorry.
No
Strength
problem.
Avenue. Can we have the picture up, please, Leroy?
We always have that confusion.
Yeah, I always get the confusion. Yeah, you're right. Can we put that picture up? There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, man. Wow, dude.
Okay.
Dude.
Yeah.
You said something. I saw a post, and it's pretty remarkable. You said this, and it stirred something in me. So that's the reason why I have it on my laptop.
Oh, really?
If you can't show up to the gym, put in the work where the environment allows you to be in control of what you'll be doing and adjustable to how you're feeling on that particular day, there is no way you're going to show up and be ready to face what life is going to be throwing at you out there. And well, I got to say, I put it there for a reason, man. Because you were basically saying that what you do in the gym is akin to life.
Yeah, it prepares you for
what the hell life is going to be throwing at you.
Yeah.
So at that stage, when you went freelance, you became the kettlebell guy, and had the last laugh, and then joining Irving, right, and then getting your own gym eventually. Throughout this entire journey, man, anything from your past ever came back to you?
It did lah, every now and then. Especially when actually quite a fair bit, but I think one from the top of my head would be dealing with landlords, basically, right?
Okay.
To convince them that I'm a legitimate business owner lah.
Right.
Basically, right. And agents as well, when they meet up with me, initially to look at their space and stuff like that.
Right.
There's always that hesitation and also that suspicion.
Right.
Whether, I'm going to run
a legitimate business.
Yeah. And it didn't happen once or twice lah. It happened most of the time lah.
So it's the stereotype, huh?
Yeah.
How do you deal with that, man?
Sometimes there's no fighting it, right? Once someone's made up their mind about you, right? And then especially in a situation whereby they won't be able to have the opportunity to actually interact much with you, right? Because let's say just viewing one or twice, I let it be, until someone who actually either trust me enough or desperate enough, to actually have me as their tenant, right?
Right.
Decide to, do business with me, then, I have to prove to them that,
That you're legit.
yeah, that they were right lah about me.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Do you still face that today after so long?
Now for the past few years don't have, because I've signed my lease. My lease for the last few years.
not just for rental properties and stuff for your business. Oh, I mean, in general.
Oh yeah. Of course, bro. Of course. Like I'm banned from entering Australia.
You are?
Yeah.
How did that happen? How did Australia get into the picture,
It's
man?
another story also lah. Right?
Oh gosh.
Okay. So basically about kettlebells, right?
Yeah.
So I became good at it. Became quite competent in coaching it. I was invited to actually guest coach in Australia, help set up a kettlebell sport team in one of the gyms, blah blah blah. So spent about a year there, right, in Melbourne. Back and forth. Then after that, went home and then decided to visit Brisbane.
Okay.
I was telling my wife, we live in Melbourne for a while, but we've never visited the Sunshine Coast lah.
Yeah.
So we want to go. So we went for holiday there lah.
Yeah, nice
We
place.
wanted, we wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know lah, nice or not, because
Yeah.
upon reaching the airport, right?
Brisbane Airport.
Brisbane Airport. So I was stopped at the carousel lah.
Okay.
And then interrogated, and then denied entry, right? And sent to cuffed up, and then sent to the detention center lah for me to actually wait to be deported.
Why?
They didn't give a reason. Yeah, but they went through my phone and everything, so I'm sure they have their reasons. That fella have his reasons. Only one officer.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That's weird, man.
Yeah, it's weird.
So now you know that you are completely banned from Australia.
Yeah, it's like it's a 3-year ban, okay, which already passed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but now if I want to apply for a visa, I cannot apply under the
usual embassy.
the usual visa.
Yeah.
So I have to like a special visa,
Right.
whereby it will take months. I think, I don't know. Bruce, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Like Bruce like that lah.
Oh, that one I didn't know. Hey, Bruce Matthew, you tell me about that. Okay.
So the type of visa whereby you would need police clearance and stuff like that, and it's not necessarily you will actually get it lah.
Right.
So I'm just fuck
That's
it lah.
Australia, right? Fuck it lah. You're not missing anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Things like that lah.
don't worry about it. Not missing much. There are other parts of the world that will welcome you.
Yep.
Your commitment, man. I mean, that's the reason why. Okay, let me just go back again. The reason why I asked about whether or not you're still facing stereotypes today, and back then, even for your business, people look at you and stuff, and then think twice, 3 times whether or not they ought to do business with you because they don't know whether they're legitimate or not.
Yeah.
Then what's the Yellow Ribbon Project for? Is it just for people looking for ex-offenders looking for work, or is it? How about for ex-offenders who are really doing great, like you, coming out, being entrepreneurial, start your own thing? Does it help people like that, like you, for instance?
You mean the Yellow Ribbon Project?
Yeah. Am I being completely ignorant about this?
I think there are 2 opinions about it.
Okay.
One is from people who don't get help from them.
Right.
And then there are people who actually get support, a little bit of support from them lah, basically. But to be honest, it's also a non-profit organization.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
It's just under the Yellow Ribbon Project Singapore lah, basically, right? Organization. And they're doing their best. But as anything that has to do with they have money, right? Any organizations that has linked to the government, they have money, man.
Okay.
Right. But the problem with it is that there's a lot of red tape lah. Yeah.
Bureaucracy.
Yeah, so
Right.
bureaucracy, bullshit and stuff like that lah. So even though the people on the ground, they have a good heart, their heart is at the right place.
Yeah.
But in the end, they will be sucked into the system as well.
So intentions are always good for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, no one is denying that.
Yeah,
But the implementation is something else.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Then what's all this about when they say we are each other's second chances? You're climbing mountains now, man. So I'm talking to a guy who, wow, I'm really hearing stories today, man. This is such an eye-opener for me, I gotta tell you. A guy who came from a good family, from a good background, and who decided to, seek validation elsewhere, and elsewhere wasn't a very good decision. It was, and causing harm to people and stuff. Served time, came out, started as a towel boy. I think deep down inside there was a seed for you somehow, correct me if I'm wrong, to get somewhere right. And then you went through that rite of passage, going through all the regular bullshit that practically most people do, and when they're in a working life, right? To the point where you became a specialist in a trade, and to a point where you started a business through that trade. And then now, this guy, Andyn Kadir, is a mountaineer. I mean, for fuck's sake, I've never had a mountaineer in my studio before. Now I've got a real mountaineer in my studio. So I need to ask you, we are each other's second chances, and you've been climbing mountains for purposes.
Yeah.
For reasons.
Yeah.
You believe in those reasons.
I strongly believe so. That's why I dare to actually put it out there, and at the same time go through the risk lah. Because
why?
mountaineering is 50-50,
Yeah, I know, dude. Yeah, exactly, man. The risks are stupendous, but why?
Okay, because mountain.
Because it's there.
No lah. Okay. So I'm an aspiring mountaineer. I wouldn't put myself as a mountaineer lah, right?
Yeah, but you've climbed places, man. I mean, I look at your pictures and the places you've gone.
I did. But there are more accomplished mountaineers lah, which I also quite paiseh lah to actually call myself mountaineer. But yeah, why I decide to do it is actually for a cause. I don't have to climb mountains.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have to.
That's why I'm wondering why. I really like to know why.
Yeah. Because the idea of it came because it's both metaphoric and also literal lah, right? So like me and you, we both have our mountains to climb, day to day, our progression in life and stuff like that. And also there's the real mountain. So, and I'm also from a fitness background. I have a lot of understanding of how the body works and stuff like that.
Okay.
So why not I actually put it to a test, to something that I can actually do, so that it has its benefit, not only for me. Because to be honest, I think from my background up, let's say to the story where I tell you that I already have a business and I've stopped doing any kind of bullshit, right?
Yeah.
I think good enough.
So no more criminal activities, right? Zero.
Yeah.
So the cops really don't have to come after you anymore, right?
No.
Never had to since that last time.
No, now they call me for engagements lah.
To talk to people, to kids at risk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so they're actually talking to you to do good, to help kids at risk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, I mean, I think I've done good for myself lah.
Yeah,
I don't have to do anything stupid lah. Right, like climbing mountain.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking why.
Yeah.
So you're saying that because to you feel that is it because it's a message you want to give people, or is it a message for you to validate to yourself that I can do this?
No, it's actually a message to both people who are from the ExOffender circle, and also because now I'm working with both, right? Like with ExOffenders and also with people who are actually struggling, in real life as well lah.
Okay.
And who are still finding themselves and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, and also from people from the fitness community as well, right? So I think I can hit 3 birds with 1 stone with what I'm doing. It's up to their interpretation,
Right.
basically.
Do you have a lot of support from these people? Do these people actually watch you, follow you?
I'm fortunate enough that they do actually.
Okay.
Because like in one instance is that I had a sponsor dropped out at the last minute before I have to actually embark on an expedition.
Okay.
So I was scrambling for funds,
Okay.
and I did it's like a GoFundMe, like a Give Asia, like a crowdfunding thing lah.
Crowdfunding, okay.
Crowdfunding thing, and yeah, they raised about $16,000 for me to go on that trip.
And the expedition.
Yeah,
Where was that?
yeah, that was in Amadablam, so a mountain that is more technical than Everest is, but much lower.
Okay. When you say more technical, what do you mean by more technical?
It means the way that we climb would be a bit more different than how you would climb Everest. So Everest, there's not so much jumaring, rappelling required. Yeah, but for Amadablam, it's a bit more technical lah, because it requires you to have a specific set of skills.
So when you climb these mountains, there are funds actually being raised for these causes, like Yellow Ribbon.
Correct. So not Yellow Ribbon
Okay.
actually.
Can you tell us about these causes? What are they?
So I climb mountains so that I can raise funds for two organizations.
Okay.
So one being the Muslim Counseling Service.
Okay.
Okay. Because most inmates are Malay. Then
No, I'm not laughing at that. What you said, it's the way you
how
did
I say
it.
yeah.
Okay. I hear you. Okay.
I mean the statistics are there,
Right.
and I want to prove to them.
I love your frankness, man.
Yeah.
I love your frankness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I do engagements in prison, and
Yeah.
then
There's no bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so-
no need to bullshit about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So I would like to bring the statistics down a bit lah.
Okay.
Right? And then prove to them that that you guys can actually do it.
So what's this called again? The Muslim
Counseling service.
Counseling Service. Okay.
Counseling service, and then there's also the HCSA, the High Point Community Service also. So these two organizations deal with ex-offenders.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
one, the HCSA, they have a lot of programs, okay, whereby they empower the ex-offenders to become mentors as well. And then the Muslim Counseling Service also give empowerment through making these ex-inmates, right, Quranic teachers, if
Right.
they are actually
okay.
if they are eligible and qualified to be
Okay.
lah. Yeah.
So, and then I'm wondering about this because earlier in our conversation, you said that you have no regrets over the things you've done. And then you went into prison because it was an ambition, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then now, at this stage of your life, you want to prevent people from going to prison with the work with youth at risk. You want to also help people who came out of prison. Somewhere down that road, there must have been a transformation. A light must have hit you for you to just all of a sudden turn over a new leaf. What was that point? There must have been an inflection point,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And what was it?
My potential.
Your potential too?
To reach further. So, for example, right?
Your potential. Okay, I'm not going to really waste your breath on this. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Your potential that you realized that you could actually go far
Yeah.
in your life, make something of yourself,
Yeah.
and validate your life in a much greater way.
Yeah.
Because at a time when you became a towel boy, then when you got that vest, I mean, you should have seen that look on your face, man.
Yeah.
That look on your face was priceless. When you said to me, when you were describing that moment, I felt it wholesale, hit me bang on the face. Was it that point, that sense of achievement, that pride you felt?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, am I right?
Yes.
Or am I wrong?
No, you are absolutely right.
So that was a point of transformation.
I still have that photo of me, like having that vest and stuff. Because it's not given straight away.
This wasn't easy to get.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And
So now you climb mountains. I'm jumping a little bit. Pardon me.
no problem, no problem.
I'm jumping a little bit. So you decided to climb mountains. Now we know that Andyn had this transformation at that point. You climb mountains because now you want to help others, which is great. And then how many mountains since you started to today have you climbed so far?
I would say about 40 peaks.
40?
I think, yeah.
Holy shit balls, dude. Over a length of how much time have you done 40 peaks?
8 years. About 8 years.
8 years and 40 peaks.
40 peaks, yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
Might be lesser, might be less. So
No, it doesn't matter, man. You can tell me it's 38. I don't give a fuck. It's still a lot, man, in 8 years. But tell me one story of these 40 peaks that you've climbed. Was there a time, I'm sure there was, that was the freakiest moment in your life, made you have so much fear? Was there ever one?
There was one, actually.
Okay.
Actually, the Amadablam one, right?
Oh, that one, the technical mountain. The one,
technical one, whereby I actually got COVID when I was doing my acclimatization rotation.
Oh shit!
So yeah,
in the mountains, you got COVID.
Yeah, so I nearly died lah. Actually.
Huh?
Yeah.
What happened, man?
I got COVID from Singapore. I think I got it from a friend or something.
Okay, then you went.
Yeah. So I went, and then it doesn't. The viral.
I know. The load doesn't hit until 3 days about 3 days later. Yeah.
Yeah. So mine hit later.
Oh.
About 10 days.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it
just so happened you were in the mountain at the time.
Yeah, it peaked when I was at about 5,400 meters lah at that night. Yeah, so like day by day I started to actually become worse and worse and worse before that lah. So I thought it's just me not acclimatizing well.
Okay.
Or it's just because of the altitude and stuff
altitude
like that.
sickness.
Yeah.
But and the air is thinner up there, right? 5,400 meters.
Yeah, so at night, that night I couldn't sleep. I couldn't do much. So I was like trying to fall asleep, and I was always, once I start to lose consciousness, right, to sleep, right, you lose the ability to actually control your breathing.
Right.
That's where you start gasping for air.
Right.
And then just get woken up.
Right.
So many times that, up to a point where I was really exhausted, and then I started to feel that I'm slipping away. Whereby you have like, it's very peaceful. Suddenly you feel like you are going to sleep, right? And your leg starts to get cold, your hands start to get cold. I'm in a sleeping bag, -40 sleeping bag, right? And things are not right lah. And then it's like calm. That feeling I had lah.
Right.
And then I knew that if I were to sleep that night, I will not wake up.
That kind of feeling.
Yeah.
That you were like going to be out of body already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I did was, and then I forced myself to actually sit up, woke my Sherpa up, my guide up, and then radioed base camp. Tell them how I'm feeling, and they had to actually, they had me make the call whether I want to wait until tomorrow or come down that night.
Right.
So I decided to go down that night, in the middle of the night, about 1 or 2 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you were flown back.
And then I was chopped down.
Yeah.
To Kathmandu.
Okay.
To the city to isolate.
Right.
So I isolated myself, and then did ART. Right. Okay. So how I know I got COVID is because I brought an ART kit with me.
Okay.
Yeah. So I didn't know I had COVID until I reached base camp that night. Right. So I tested, and then it was COVID lah.
Yeah.
So went down, and then after that I waited for the test to turn negative. And what I did was I took a loan from a friend, and I hired a heli to go back up to the mountains.
So you went back up?
Yeah.
Dude, you're a nut.
To try again.
You're fucking with me.
Yeah.
And what happened? You went back up.
And then obviously your lungs are fucked, right?
Yeah.
From COVID, right? So I just wanted to make sure that I have to give it my all. I cannot.
Oh, fucking insane, man.
I say I cannot like not try one more time. I want to try one more
Dude,
time.
I would have gone, fuck this.
Yeah, a lot of people asked me to go home. Like I spoke to 3 or 4 doctors lah.
Yeah, of course they would tell you to go
Yeah,
home.
they asked me to go, but I know my body. I think I know that I'm mature enough to call it off when I know that
Man, my goodness. Okay, this is picture I found on your Facebook with you and a Sherpa. Not that one, Leroy. The one with the panic. That one, yeah.
Okay, this was the last expedition. Yeah.
So what happened here, man? You said panic attack.
Yeah. So this one here was okay. The last expedition, I did two peaks, 6,000-meter mountains. Okay, it's supposed to be summer, but as you can see in the picture, it's a whiteout.
Oh yeah, okay, whiteout. Okay,
Yeah.
which means what? Blizzard.
Yeah, so basically snowing.
Yeah, so everything's white.
Winds,
Okay.
Yeah, the cloud. So you cannot see anything, and you don't know where
You can't tell
going.
whether or not you can't see the peak, you can't see the sky, so you can't tell
Yeah, you can
elevation and anything like that.
Yeah, so you cannot see your surroundings lah, basically, and you know that you're walking on a ridge. So this is actually on a ridge.
So you don't know you're going to be falling off.
Yeah.
Because you can't see.
Yeah, so it looks like it's all snow, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is snow.
Yeah.
Okay, but beneath that snow, it's fresh snow. So it can actually give way anytime and open up into a crevasse or probably into an avalanche and stuff like that.
Fuck me.
So
Jeez.
knowing that you are in that situation, right?
Yeah.
And then with you being blinded,
Yeah.
it's actually suffocating. It's
Yeah.
actually
Claustrophobic.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what happened was I just couldn't breathe,
Mhm.
and
So it was a real panic attack, man.
it was a real panic attack.
Yeah.
I had it twice.
Okay.
Yeah, on this
I don't
mountain.
blame you, man. Should I be shitting bricks up there?
yeah. And what happened was, this was the second one, I think.
Mm.
First or second one, I can't remember, but I know there was one more whereby I took out my helmet and then I start taking off everything on my body because it feels really claustrophobic. Yeah. And I took off I made the mistake of taking out my goggles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then nearly got snow blinded.
Really?
Yeah.
So snowblind, you take off your goggles and everything's white, and then you get blinded
It's
by that.
bright. Yeah,
Really? Because of the sun reflection.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right. Wow. The risk you take, man.
this was the instance where
The Sherpas are really quite something, huh?
they are on another level. They I don't know.
Those are the real mountaineers, yeah?
Yeah, they are the real mountaineers, and they are like really have a very, very good heart, I should say. Sometimes we say people got good heart and stuff like that, they're good, right? But this one are like really genuine. They are the most genuine people, the most patient.
Yeah. I mean, to do what they do, my God.
Yeah.
There's a picture of you, a lovely picture of you standing on a precipice. And you posted this and you wrote this. You wrote this down. Let me just quote you. One reason why people don't grow is because of their inability to adapt. They're tied to the notion that everything needs to be planned and perfectly executed. Although there are merits to that, it is only applicable when the environment is stable. Throw in some disruptions, and the unpreparedness will show, and they eventually crumble. So adaptability is key, especially if you're to lead. Don't seek to manage only during stability, but more importantly, during disruption. You want to elaborate on that? And then there's this picture of you, man, standing on a precipice.
Nice, right?
Yeah, man, nice pic, man. What was this? Where was this?
Malaysia only. Nearby.
Which part of Malaysia?
Kedah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Jurassic Park, right?
Yeah, man, like Jurassic Park, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so that quote that I just read out, the post you put up, man. What is it? What is it that you're trying to say here?
So basically, the last part first, the last part. Because
Sure, please.
Because everybody wants to be put in a position of power,
Yeah.
right? Because they think it's easy. It's nice to be put up in a pedestal and stuff like that lah, basically. But it's not as easy or as rosy as most people would think lah, right? To be an effective leader,
right?
There are people who are in positions where position of leadership being put there, because of their merits lah, right? But not because of their capability to lead.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's a difference between that lah.
Yeah. Like a guy who has 5 companies and built it to 100 million each, then became 500 million but still not eligible for something else. That kind of guy lah. Yeah. That kind of guy is someone that built something from scratch lah.
Correct.
Not put into some place that's already been built for them lah.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. You're getting where I'm going from with this, right? Okay. Yeah.
So if you are put in that position, right, then it's good lah. But you cannot say that you are effective leader lah, right? Or you can actually go and lead everybody, or in any sector, or in any situation, right? Because you haven't been tested,
right?
It's like Lego, put for you ready, then because you fit a certain criteria, you are there. Yeah. So good for you lah. Right?
It's like being parachuted in because you have you're a scholar or something like that.
Yeah. And then
without the rites of passage.
True. Yeah. But there are also situations whereby you have to actually have the ability and the mental fortitude and the empathy to actually be able to be effective, right? And a lot of people think that there's a set way of doing stuff which is like rigid, right, by the book and stuff like that. But life is not like that. You know what I mean? And for people who are not in a position of leadership also, who are actually struggling, that message is also for them. Sometimes we just have to fuck it and just do first. Don't think so much. Nah, I mean, you can think of the risk, everything, right? But you cannot expect it to go perfectly. Right? Because to me, the destination is not really important. The process of it is something that will actually benefit you the most. Right? When you reach the destination, for example, mountain. I want to climb mountain. Okay. I never think about summiting. Right? I always think about who I'm going to meet, which camp I'm going to visit, what preparations I have to make, right? Rather than the thinking about the summit. I've been on many peaks, right? And on many summits, right? It's not that great lah anyway when you reach there. Really?
It was a journey, right?
Yeah, it was the journey that made me want to actually do it. Same like life lah. Right? So now, let's say if I don't become CEO of a company, it's okay lah, right? But if let's say I were to actually take the same path, right, to actually learn, for him to become the CEO, and I do the same thing, I will learn more from it, and then it will benefit me in a lot more ways than me just thinking about being the CEO. If not, I know I will not be lah, right? Then I will get disappointed, right?
Okay, love that. Is as good. He doesn't know this, but I will say this. I do go to the gym, though I don't look as if I do, but I do. And
no judgment,
and it's like what Irving wrote, and then and it's in my head, There was one post I remember he wrote, and he said, just shut up and live, lah.
Correct.
Just shut up and live, lah. And he's right, man.
Because
it is right.
It annoys us as coaches and as professionals who've been in this industry for a long time lah. Because now there are more information. People start to talk about theories and everything. Start thinking about the best equipment, the best this, the best that. The best way of doing it. But they don't have the fight inside them to actually do it. So I think you should start with yourself first, then think about the external factors later lah. Right? Actually, that's more important than thinking about what gear to use or where to train and stuff like that.
It's a piece of money. Some people need to make money, so they come up with all kinds of stuff.
Correct.
Just one last thing before I thank you and we can stop the shoot. and stop this episode. The climb for good that you are involved in right now, you said it's made its way to Everest.
Mhm.
There is. Can I just ask you, out of curiosity, that picture you posted with that T-shirt, "Climb for Good"?
Yeah.
Not that one, Leroy. The one with the Everest, I think. I just want to ask him.
Yeah.
Is this? You can put it up now. That's the one. Is this Everest you're looking at? No, right? That mountain.
Yeah.
Is that Everest?
Beside Everest range.
The
Yeah.
Everest range.
Yeah.
So you were gonna go for Everest.
Yeah. So this picture is taken by a Sherpa.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a Sherpa that wears that.
Oh,
wore
that's a
my
Sherpa.
t-shirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was on Everest expedition.
Right.
Yeah, so there were a few Sherpas who actually were successful in summiting Everest this season. They've summited a few times lah. Some for the 5th, some for the 6th time, and they were wearing this lah. Yeah, so they sent me this photo lah. Basically.
Okay. And why Everest?
Okay. So I tell you why. It's because it has its commercial value in terms of its name.
Right.
Right? But for me, I don't have to summit Everest.
Okay.
Yeah. My goal is to climb as high as I can. Okay. Hopefully, my goal would be to be able to reach any one of the 8,000 meter peaks.
Okay.
Realistically, that I can afford to go.
Okay.
Right? Because Everest is $75,000 to $100,000.
Oh, wow. Really?
Right? Yeah. So I'm doing this for a cause,
Right.
to be honest.
Right.
And if someone or a company would want to give me $100,000
Okay.
to climb a mountain,
Okay.
right? I would rather that money go to these two beneficiaries lah,
Okay.
than for me to actually climb Mount Everest.
Right.
Because to be honest, Everest has lost its essence,
Okay.
right?
Because too many people have already conquered it.
Correct.
So it's no longer needed to be conquered because
Yeah.
many people have done it.
Yeah, and now that I'm into mountaineering, you know, like we hear stories and you know how it's climbed and stuff like that. You know, it's lost its essence lah. Novelty.
Yes, yes.
No more already.
Sure.
Yeah, but why I put Everest is because it's the only mountain amongst the other 13. There are 14 8,000 meter mountains
Right.
in the world.
Right.
But only Everest people know, right?
Yeah.
So if I were to say Manaslu, Shisha Pangma, Choyu,
Nobody knows.
nobody knows, right?
Yeah.
This name. So I just put Everest lah.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. And my goal is to actually be able to be on the summit of any one of the 8,000 meter mountain.
Right.
by
Not necessarily
2025.
Everest.
Not necessarily Everest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason why you're doing that, to get up on these 8,000 meter
Yeah.
peaks, of those several that we've got in the world,
Mhm.
and the reason for you doing that is still to push your boundaries.
Yes, and to be able to survive the death zone, right?
Okay. What
Yeah.
dev zone?
So anything above a certain altitude, especially in high mountains, right?
Right.
7,006 to 8,000 meters,
Yeah.
right? And above, it's called the death zone,
Wow.
whereby once you enter that altitude, your body starts to actually literally die down. Yeah, so your cell starts to actually die.
Really?
Yeah, so that's why you cannot spend a lot of time above probably 8,000 meters. Let's put 8,000 meters lah. Yeah,
Oh.
that's why they have that oxygen mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because the air is thin, but not that your cells would just. I didn't know about the cells dying.
Yeah, because there's only 30% of oxygen in 8,000 meters as compared to us at sea level lah. Yeah, so what happens to your body is your body literally starts to shut down. So if you hear stories about people dying or people starting to hallucinate or jump down, you know, it is due to their body
Shutting down.
shutting down. Yeah, the first thing to go would be your bowel. First thing to shut down.
Everything comes out.
No, it stops functioning because your body starts to tell you that you know you don't need it anymore.
Oh,
You're dying,
fuck it,
so you don't have to shit or you don't have to pee.
Yeah. Any last messages you want to send to our listeners and viewers before we say goodbye?
I don't know. A lot actually, but I think like I would like to thank everyone, first and foremost, right? For their support, because I know that without the support of the people around me, right, I wouldn't be able to go this far, because my mental is only so much, right? No matter how much I say my mental is strong and stuff like that, right? But the support is actually what make me go the extra mile and then wanting to actually keep pushing, right? No man's an island, so I cannot say I'm self-made. I never believe in the word that a man is self-made lah.
Right.
It's because of a group of people that actually believe and give hope to that person, to keep driving on lah. And at the same time, also for those who are struggling or looking for something to actually push on, right? I would say that you don't have to prove your haters wrong, okay? But put that energy into proving to that one person that believed in you that they are right about you, and it will make it a lot more worthwhile.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Andyn. Thank you for being here on the Chris Hansen Conversation.
Thank you, Chris.
Really, it's been a fantastic chat today. Really, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. That was Andyn Kadir, and wishing him all the best on his mountaineering escapades that he'll be having over the next couple of years. Whether he climbs Everest or not, never mind. We cheer him on. Okay, and there is definitely life out there. No matter what happens, just chase after life. This is Chris Hansen, shining a light for you through Andyn Kadir today. Have a great time, people. Stay safe. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.